Hey guys. Okay, this is stupid. It's 3 a.m. for me and I should be sleeping. Uh, so if I don't stream today when you watch this, you know why. Anyway, I thought it'd be a fun one to do one that we all recognize, just to make sure we got the whole story put together. I don't know if you guys remember Mr. Harris. By the way, I used this because the shirt. Trust me on the front, fingers crossed on the back. It kind of explains the whole freaking case, to be honest with you. So it was fantastic, but if you don't remember Mr. Harris, well, here we go.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually.
Do you remember Mr. Harris? Okay, great.
So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
I've been assaulted. I've been followed. I've been laughed at. I've been ridiculed. I have been disrespected.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
Hello.
Wait.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
All right.
I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually.
So, what's going on right now is everybody in this room, and luckily for Mr. Harris, it's not a busy day for Judge Simpson, but everybody realizes what Mr. Harris did, except Mr. Harris.
Okay. So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
I'm not the first to cover this, and I'm probably not going to be the last. This is a meme that you're going to see, or if you haven't already, have seen everywhere.
Oh.
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
No, I'm looking at his
Yes.
record. He doesn't have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
Hello?
Hello.
1 minute, Mr. Harris.
Defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is to turn himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
He thought the suspension that was tied to unpaid child support had been lifted 2 years ago.
Was
What was
it?
your reaction when he told you, so you have a suspended license?
I looked at him like, you got to be joking, because all of this was supposed to have been taken care of already.
Tooken. Court records show a judge ordered that suspension lifted in January 2022, but a spokesperson for the Secretary of State said they never received a clearance from the friend of the court because Harris did not pay the license clearance fee to their clerk's office.
Never told me a thing. That's all they said, was that they would be sending me some paperwork in the mail. And here it is, 2024. And I just received the paperwork that they were
So it's the court's fault.
supposed to send me 2 years ago.
Front of the court.
Right.
They never said you had to pay a fee or anything.
No.
Well, now it turns out there's more to the story. It turns out that a judge actually ordered that the suspension of his license be lifted way back in January of 2022. But then for some reason, the Michigan Secretary of State's office just never received the news that the suspension was lifted. So according to Harris, he believed that he had every right to be behind the wheel, telling WXYZ.
They were supposed to get.
By the way, we'll talk about the grammar here in a second, but so the court messed up. They lifted it 2 years ago. He should have never been pulled over in the first place. It wasn't suspended. Or
They lifted it two years ago, but they didn't. It's very embarrassing. And with the type of ties that I have with the church and the community, it's very embarrassing.
Right, but still, because he got caught on that Zoom, he ended up spending 2 nights in jail. And not only that, Harris claimed that the reason that he was driving, he wasn't just doing it for no reason. He said he was actually driving his wife to the doctor because her medical condition was worsening.
It has literally been pure OD hell. I've been assaulted. I've been followed. I've been laughed at. I've been ridiculed.
sounds like he might have a lawsuit on his hands. Or
I have been disrespected.
He has never had a Michigan license, ever. And has never had a license in the other 49 states and commonwealths that form up this great union. He has never had a license. In point of fact, when they suspended his license in Saginaw, they don't suspend the license. They suspend the privilege to drive in this state. We're unsuspended in 2022. That required Mr. Harris to do something. He didn't do it. Therefore, the friend of the court was under no obligation to send anything to the Secretary of State. Now, I hated that I had to look at all of this, but when there's a question as to what I did, I'm going to look at everything to make sure that what I did was all in order.
yep, you're not gonna mess with Simpson. So it sounds like the or was a factor.
Mr. Harris indicated that at some point he had been involved in some accident. And being involved into the accident, that he was basically bedridden or at least housebound, he could not get to the Secretary of State.
Okay, so now he's saying he couldn't get to the Secretary of State. What they're talking about right here is something related to an action he was supposed to take relative to his license within this window of time. But he couldn't go because he's injured or disabled or sick or something. But Simpson looked into that too.
That's not true.
Okay.
He purposely stated that he could not get to the Secretary of State, which, for the way we handle things in this court, would have placed him in a whole different category. We would have tried to find a way. Let's figure it out. And the reason I know that is because Mr. Harris, on December 28th of 2023, do you know where you were?
December 28th, 23.
23rd.
2023.
I know I was laid up from my
You
accident.
were at the Secretary of State's office. And you were at the Secretary of State's office because you redid and got your new Michigan ID.
So he gets called out by the judge. He didn't do what he was supposed to do, but he was at the he was at the place he was supposed to go. Weird.
I have the date. That's the date you did it. The way I know that he's never had a license is because May 3rd, 1990, he was 19 at the time. May 3rd, 1999, he applied for his first Michigan ID. Council knows, so I do. You cannot have both. You either have an ID or you have a license. One of the two. He has religiously every year gotten a new ID. And so he knows that he doesn't have a license. And quite frankly, I just wish he would have said that at the beginning. And all of this hoopla could have been just put all aside. And we all go through the process as we do with all of the people coming here to try to get him his license back. But his falsehoods, misstatements are not going to fare him well in this court. I'm done for now.
All right, so what ends up happening, he gets found responsible for the driving with a suspended license, right? It's not because he didn't reinstate it, it's because he never had one in the first place. He says he didn't know that. How do you not know that you didn't get a license? But he knew that. The prosecutor knew that too. The prosecutor knew that he knew that.
When I was at the police department yesterday, we watched the body cam video. At least twice during this traffic stop, he acknowledged to the officer that he did not have a valid license. Quote, actually, I don't have a valid.
Okay. So he gets found responsible. The part that I didn't show you is that Mr. Harris gets arrested as soon as this hearing's done because he's charged with the same thing on a different traffic stop. So he's, let's just say it, Tooken. He's taken into custody. He's going back to jail that day. But Mr. Harris has a somewhat of a happy ending.
All right, guys, we at the Secretary of State. Mr. Harris is going in to take his test. We'll see how we do. Congratulations. You did it. Yes.
Now, that's not his license, by the way. That was his learner's permit. Since this is all concluded, Mr. Harris does, I have confirmed has his driver's license now. Now, this started with the beginning where Judge Simpson calls him out for driving while on Zoom court. And this spreads across the United States and probably beyond that faster than anybody could have realized. Because of this, Mr. Harris is embarrassed and all the things he mentioned earlier. Then the news does an investigation. They find out, hey, you know, this is actually a mistake. Judge Simpson's, it's not going to fly with Judge Simpson. So Judge Simpson does his research, finds out Mr. Harris never had a license to begin with. All the charges were perfectly the way they should have been. The driving while suspended charge in the soft sits can learn this one. Is more related to your privilege to drive based on the court. The Secretary of State operates independently of the court system. You never had your license, Mr. Harris. So, fingers crossed. All right, guys. I thought this one was fun. It was short. I'll try to do more of these. Let me know. Let me know what you think. I've got like 4 of these lined up. Old cases you've seen, but kind of tied up a little bit. See you soon. Thank you.